pressure, I guess lack thereof, that you guys got on the quarterback on Saturday?
Something that we had to look at. We're very disappointed, in how that's a big part of our game. If we don't do that, we don't win the game. The goal is to get the quarterback knocked down 10 times, knocked him down 3. We sacked the quarterback. We didn't have any sacks. That's definitely an issue. That definitely played into the result, and that's something we have to fix going into this week.
As you look at New Mexico's offense on film, what stands out?
We just had to pay attention to our keys. They're a good team. They're playing really well. They have a lot of talent, and it's just a game that tests our discipline and a lot of different things that they do.
What have you learned from the game on Saturday, watching the film, the last couple of days of practice, in order to try to get better, to get them more of those quarterback areas? What have you learned last?
It's the little things. It's the little things. So it's just little things eventually lead to big things. We all have to work together, right? The lack of pressure that we give on the quarterback eventually leads to a lot of time those DBs are covering, which could lead to big plays and shots. So that's just something that we just got to work together, and we have to make sure we do our job for the whole team to do well as a whole.
Was it the moves just weren't working? Was it their scheme blew you guys away? The offensive line was just way better than you thought? When you sit there and crunch the all-22, how do you put your finger on it? Why were you guys not getting to the quarterback?
It's just the details. We just had to transition faster. We weren't transitioning as fast. We just had to pay attention to our keys, make sure we know what we see, validate what we see, and just play fast and just keep it rolling. And it's something that we didn't do as well of. That's something that we emphasized this week.
How eager are you guys just to show that wasn't the 2022 Broncos what we saw last week?
We want to play, and we want to play bad. It was one of those things where even Av brought up a meeting. He said, sometimes in situations like that, the best thing is have a short week so you can just get back going and then put the product on the field that we've been talking about. The fans are excited to see, and it's something that we just want to do.
Lighter note, what are the Boneyard boys? What can you tell us about that?
It's just kind of how, just kind of our moniker for defense, right? Just the way that we want to play. When people come in here, it's you don't really want to. Coach D's always do you want to visit a Boneyard? If you're going to go, that's something you want to vacation at or just chill at. No, it's not a place you want to go. So when people come here and people play our defense, they don't want to be on the field with us, and that's just kind of something that we just want to hold, and just kind of that's our standard, just kind of every day when we're focused on our goals and our missions.
What do you think of the skulls that you guys get for turnover?
It was actually pretty cool. When Coach D showed us that, we all freaked out. I haven't seen him that juiced, and he's a pretty juiced guy. I haven't seen him that juiced in a while, and it was kind of those. It was pretty exciting to watch, and it was pretty cool to hang those up. And it's exciting. Everyone gets involved, and it's pretty cool.
Coach Papenga was talking about the option style that New Mexico sometimes uses. What do you see in that? What makes it different to play than say last week or even against Air Force?
It's just focusing your eyes, verifying what you see and then what you know, and it's a lot of technique, right? It's just you're going to see a lot of similar things kind of over and over again, right? But it's just making sure that we do that at a high level because there's there's options off everything. They're playing off of you. So say you're the edge guy, they're reading you and they're going to change the play based on what you're doing, right? So it's just kind of whether it's going to be a pitch, a handoff, quarterback out. It's just paying attention to our keys so we can make plays and help our team.
So do you know, if you move one way, you're expecting them to do something?
Yeah, so I know, if in certain ways, if I'm doing, depending on what my technique is, if I'm doing something, it's going to dictate the quarterback to give or pull, and it's just kind of putting our defense in the right spot of what we want him to do.
I feel like the linebackers, whether it be DJ or Zeke, had a lot of proof kind of coming into this season. What did you see out of them and how they play?
Those guys are ballers. Just they've been here for a while, right? And then they've always just put us in the right spots in the front, and we trust them kind of with everything. It's just you see it when they're out there and they have confidence. They're setting the fronts. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're going to make plays. And that's something that you saw. I know a lot of people haven't seen a lot of DJ. DJ's a baller. DJ's been making plays here for a while. It was just something that not a lot of people have seen. It's awesome see him get that opportunity and what he did with it.
With Andy was saying that those guys are kind of an example of guys that just kind of trusted what they needed to trust against Oregon State. Are they kind of the point that you guys can look at for that game of what how to be successful, I guess?
Absolutely. They're always people that you can watch as kind of daily basis and how they carry themselves and how they kind of attack each day and the detail they play with. And they definitely played really, really well. And I know our job as a front is to make their job easier and be able to make plays for them and put set shoots for them so they can fit fast and make plays.
Coach Papenga said maybe they put too much on you guys. Maybe they had too much in your head, too much information, and maybe you just got lost in the shuffle with nerves and everything. What would you say to that?
No, I'm big on that's our job, right? It's eventually we got to own up to what we did, and we're the ones out on the field. Coaches are always going to take the blame for us. Our coaches are very big and are big into ownership of how we play and what goes out, but eventually we're the ones on the field. We have to make the plays. We got to read our keys. We got to do what they tell us. So it's not. I'd say like he's trying to help us, obviously, like being like a coach, and that's just something that they're going to say like, maybe we did this, maybe we did that. At the end of the day, whatever the coaches put on tape, put on our call sheet, that's what we have to play, and that, like, we have to read our keys and we have to make those plays. And
we talk about standards, 3 sacks and 10 quarterback hits. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different this week. What's like the metric that gauges, that type of success this week?
I mean, if they're dropping back to pass or they're pulling it back, like we want to make plays and we want to make plays on the quarterback. I mean, every game, like we have, like sure, some teams are option teams which are running more. I mean, we still have the same standards, our same goals. It's just if they come up, they come up. When those things pop up, we want to get after them and make plays. So that's just like how we go about it. That's just our standard per se.
In terms of the option being under center, like Air Force or shotgun, what is the biggest difference when they're in shotgun? Really good.
I mean, they're primarily like a shotgun team, so like their option does come out of shotgun. But so I mean, it's very like eventually like the triple option is like very similar. It's getting veer blocks, they're reading you, pitch keys, dives, like so. It's just we just gotta like trust our eyes. We've seen the blocks over and over again, and then it's just we just gotta play them and just make our plays when they're in our box and pursue the ball and just get 11 hats everywhere they go.
They list 3 running backs last week. This week they list 4. They shuttle them in and out. Do they do different things when they're in there with different guys?
No, I mean they have their stuff. I mean now like traditionally and now in football there's lots of running backs by committee. A lot of teams use a bunch of different running backs, so they're just getting fresh guys in and out. But I mean, we know the running backs back there. We know who's going to be in, and we just need to do our job, play our keys, and make plays on them.
You've obviously seen the All-22 a million times. If you were to assess what you saw on the opposite side with George, where were his struggles coming from in your assessment?
And for on offense?
For George Tarlas rushing the passer.
I mean, like it's all of us together, right? Like we've all been working all week on transitioning. I mean, you've seen what George has done, like in his football career in the past. Like he can pass rush. It's something that he can do. He can make plays. Been playing a lot of football, and it's just like we just need to focus on what we didn't do well. Transition faster, make plays, and that's something that we all can do. I wouldn't say it's just one person struggling or a whole. Like I'd say, like if we didn't reach our standard, it's the front's job to reach that standard.
You can see where the mistakes were made, and you know how to correct them. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, we watch the film. We know what we have to do, and we're just going to work at it every day. And you got to take it. Like we're moving on to the next challenge right now, and making sure we do the best team we can against New Mexico and do our jobs and get a favorable result in that by doing our job.
I know you talked about it a little bit. What has practice been like this week? How have you bounced back? Andy seemed pretty positive about the way that you guys came back on Monday. But what have you seen?
I mean, we're positive, but definitely focused, right? So like it definitely leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and when you're moving on to the next team and trying to focus on what we need to do better. And I think it was an elite level focus. Guys wanted to be out there. Guys wanted to play, and like it definitely like the attitude definitely is like we have something to prove, and you just want to get that bad taste in your mouth as fast as you can.
What do you think of the way JL played that game?
I mean, JL's a baller. Like, I mean, everyone knows Zero, right? It's one of the best, honestly, one of the best safeties in the country, right? So it's just, like, you expect, like, those type of plays out of somebody like that. You expect, like, him to, like, help us and do his thing, and he's always going to do that. He's always a big team-first guy. He's going to do everything he can to make sure that we play at a high level as a unit.
What do you think about his interception? I mean, he did like a 360 or 180 or whatever the heck it was just to try to pull that thing in.
Ball hawks get the ball anyway, like in any way, shape, or form. He's always a guy that always seems like have the ball in his hand, like in whether it's turnovers, causing turnovers. It's just kind of the way that he plays, and that's just because how he pursues and how he attacks every day.
Is that he's? I believe he was the interception leader during fall camp. So we talk about guys that took what they did in practice to the game. Is he an example of that?
Absolutely. I mean, like exactly. Ball hawks are always around the ball, and ball hawks make plays. So it's just that's the type of player he is. He plays with that effort all the time. You see the type of passion, the effort that he plays with. Good things happen for guys like that.